You might think that leaving things for later is no big deal, but I'm telling you, it's a big deal. Every delayed decision compounds. That hire that you wavered on, it cost you 90 days of progress. That pricing shift that you're debating, it cost you $50K in undercharging, right? That launch date that you keep pushing back, it cost you market positioning. So leaders aren't paid to obsess. They are paid to decide. And all we want you to do is decide to take pressure off. I'm telling you, 1 week of clarity in your decision-making, you are going to feel a freedom that you've never felt before, because indecision is a decision. It's a decision to stall the road to your big next. So let's talk about some of the decision traps. I'm going to rifle through them. The perfect information trap. You're waiting to be 100% sure. You're never going to be 100% sure. The most successful CEOs decide at 70% and they keep on trucking. The next is the over-consulting trap. You're calling everyone and their mother in, asking 12 plus people for their opinions. You're looking for too many inputs and it's diluting your clarity, and we want to stop the madness. Consult 2 to 3 trusted advisors maximum. After that, you're outsourcing your gut. The third is the emotional overweight trap, right? Confusing fear with wisdom. And fear screams, protect. I have to protect, but growth is on the other side of risk. Make the choice, get the feedback loop going. Answers come to those who take action, right? Growth is always on the other side of temporary discomfort, and it's uncomfortable to go into the unknown. I get it. The other trap that I see a lot is the busy default trap. No, I'm too busy to deal with this right now. I'm filling my calendar to avoid hard decisions. I'm procrastinating and I'm disguising it as productivity. And the fifth is the legacy load trap. It's making decisions based on who you used to be, not who you're becoming. You're tethered to old ways of thinking and operating and proceeding or not proceeding. And the business you're building today, it demands a new decisive lens through which you make your choices. I want to talk about a quick framework that I use inside my business that has been profound for me, and it's clarifying the actual decision. That is step 1. 90% of decision delays because you're not clear on what you're actually deciding. Like, there isn't a clear question that you're answering. Instead of saying, should I hire someone? It's, should I hire a fractional operations director at this rate to oversee this, this, and this in Q3, right? Like, get really clear. The second step is installing your non-negotiable filters. This just helps you make decisions more clearly and more effectively, where you don't always have to reinvent the wheel. Every decision has a core criteria. Will this protect my margin? Will this serve my calling? Will this simplify the model long term? Will this unlock the exponential versus slow incremental growth? If it doesn't check these boxes, if it doesn't produce profit, if it doesn't bring you peace, it's a no matter how shiny it looks. So those are just examples, have your non-negotiables, and everything goes through that filter. You can literally just print that out or put it on a sticky and have it on your desk every time, because decisions come up all day, every day. You just run it through that filter and make your choice. The third step is run the 10-10-10 lens. How will I feel about this decision in 10 minutes? That's the emotion. In 10 months, that's the operational impact, right? It shows up about 10 months later. And 10 years, that's your legacy trajectory. This lens pulls you out of the short-term thinking, out of the weeds, out of the panic and the chaos, and helps you make leadership decisions. Now we want to trust the gut/data duality. Okay. Data informs, intuition integrates. So the higher you go in leadership, the more your gut is trained pattern recognition. And you ask yourself, okay, what does the data say? And where does my gut tighten up, stress out, or where does it relax? Where do I feel some peace? You want to go towards peace. You want to go towards where you feel led. Then you execute with commitment. Don't second guess, just go. A decision isn't real until it's scheduled, communicated, and completed. So set a 24-hour post-decision action window, right? Notify your team, make a move, because again, our answers come to those who take action. So when you take an action, even if it's the wrong answer, you get the right path to go next. If you sit at your desk just contemplating, never making a choice, you never get the feedback loop going, and you're never going to get the answer anyway. So decision speed is what creates leadership ROI. The highest earning founders that I've worked with don't just make better decisions. They make decisions with agility and more quickly. And they have their velocity that compounds. They have their clarity that compounds. And then their profit compounds, because they're able to get out of that stuckness and they close open loops. They make moves. So the faster that you can close loops, the freer your brain becomes to think and innovate and lead and not get bogged down in the details and the questions that just loop over and over and show up at every team meeting and show up in your Asana or show up in your Slack or wherever it might show up. I have had to do this time and time again. And because I've had to do it time and time again, I wanted to get more clear on how to make these decisions more effectively. So I have a tool that I use, and it has a bunch of clarity prompts for high achieving entrepreneurs. This is for successful entrepreneurs who really want to discern things more clearly and not get stuck in indecision. If you go to the link below, you can download for free clarity prompts. And these are like powerhouse tools. I use them every single week in my business, and I use them in my life too. And you can use them and you can get out of the stuckness so much more quickly and get instant clarity. So if you go to luminaryleadershipco.com/clarity, or you just go to the link, you can grab them there. But it's a tool that I use as my filter to be incredibly effective and fast in my decision making. Now, I got another video coming for you that you're not going to want to miss. You can click it right here, and it's how you structure your day as a visionary CEO that takes into account when and how you make your decisions. So keep an eye out for that video next.